It's day 2. We're here for another day at the Warwick, I believe Americans call it, sectional, regional. I'll start again. It's day 2, yeah. Well, here we are. We're here. We've got a coffee. We've got, basically, they have like an on-site Starbucks at the hotel. So, whether you like Starbucks or not, they do decent coffee. And we're going out for breakfast today. I think Wendy's exercising, so it will just be the 3 of us. And we're going to be playing some teams today. We're playing with Ben and Nikki. So, we're going to turn up for some teams games. Teams, obviously, styles change, difference. You need to be less aggressive at competing, potentially, because obviously going for minus 100 versus 110 doesn't mean anything. And you're just going to make your contracts again. So, bidding games, especially for number games, is key. So, we're going to give it a best shot. I'm going now for breakfast, and we'll introduce you to the teammates in a sec. So in this little side room, this is the Bridge Fest. This is something that this particular district does, and this is like an introductory session to Bridge. They have some lessons there, people have name badges, and they do some light, shorter probably, I don't actually know, tournaments. There's some results from yesterday up there. So that's a really good idea, really good incentive, getting people to come to like what is a larger event. But obviously playing within people who have a similar ability and just learning while they're here, and hopefully gives them an appetite for tournament bridge in the future. So well done to District 25 for doing that. It's another great day. It feels like I should just play bridge every day, because I think on every single vlog I've done it's been good weather at some point or all of the days. So I'm obviously jinxing it now. But we're playing teams today, I've said it before, and one of the things, I don't quite know what team event we're playing. We're either playing in a bracketed teams, which I'm just going to talk about a bit for those of you not from America, or we're playing in some sort of 2-day knockout. And the way bracketed teams works is all the teams sign up. So everyone signs up, and what you do is you put, I can't remember whether it's your total master points or your average per player master points. I think it's average per player, because you could have teams of 5 or 6. Do you have an average per player of your master points, and then what they do is they look at all the teams in entry and they take the top 7 teams based on master points and put them in bracket 1, then the next 7, then the next 7, and the next 7, or something like that. Even numbers of teams, maybe 8 teams, maybe 6 teams, but they kind of segregate them up into brackets, and then bracket 1 will be the top so many teams, and bracket 2. And so obviously if you're skeptical of master points being a measure of skill, there obviously are some problems with this. If you've got some juniors who are probably playing above what their master points are saying, or some foreigners like myself who've come over and been given a total, but that total's probably not correct for your ability or something like that, you could find yourself potentially being under or over pointed. But if you've not got many master points, you're clearly going to be less experienced than someone who's got 10,000. So it kind of, although it might not be completely accurate, it kind of does give the teams with the least experience playing against other teams with the least experience in general. Now obviously what you want to try and do is, if a team that is in the bracket with them shouldn't be there, you need to sort of do something. I think you can say, I'd like to play up or something, I'd like to play in a higher bracket if possible. But it's good. So basically you can enter teams, and you can enter teams where you've got in the same event, the overall event, you've got some like international players and some pro client players and some double, pro teams and things like that. And you can enter the event with those people, and you won't have to play them if you don't want to. So it's good in that way. It kind of, seeds all the brackets. So potentially if we do that today, we'll be in like bracket 3 or 4, something like that. I don't quite know. We'll be somewhere not at the very bottom, but not in the top bracket. So for our team's ability, that's probably where we need to be, and we're just going to have fun today. So no expectations on how well we do. Just going to try and get some interesting hands, try and win, but just have the best time we can. There's the main playing room. This is where we were yesterday, and maybe 80 to 90% of those tables are taken. But what was also taken was all these tables out here. So my guess is that they're this is just overflow. So my guess is that this is the room they're expecting to use, and more people have signed up than they thought. I think there's definitely more people here than last year, and that's a good sign, obviously, for numbers from COVID picking back up again. Live events need to be increasing in population each week, and it's happening in the UK, and it's happening, it looks like in America, and it looks like there's more people here. Now maybe this particular district is very good at getting beginners and improvers into tournament play. It seems like they're doing something good with this Bridgefest thing, yeah, and I think yesterday there was a Swiss teams going on, so you can see Americans do this kind of manual pairing and manual scoring, so it's all done by pen and paper. There is a computer involved, but this is the sort of thing you'll see. So you'll see team captain's name and then their running score, and it is, I think it's factional VPs as well. So you can see here, so the team that won was this team, McCaw tied with Matthews, and you can see that their score was 112, and then third place 104, and so on. This is just a one-day Swiss teams, and it breaks down all the teams and the master points they get and who was in which team and things like that. So that was what they did yesterday. Maybe we're doing something like that today. Maybe we're doing the Thursday Open Swiss when we do it. So obviously there's bracketed teams Open Swiss, and I think there might be some sort of 2-day knockout, but I don't know how that works. So if we're in that, I'll let you know how it works later. Time fans have been waiting for. You get to meet our teammates, the excellent Nikki Hudak.
Hi.
And Ben Levine.
Good morning.
We're playing bracketed teams today, sort of the knockout, 2-day knockout.
Yeah.
So we're trying to win our bracket, or at least top half.
Crush.
Yeah, enough to get through tomorrow.
Yeah, but more importantly, we're going to have fun, we're going to enjoy ourselves.
Absolutely.
Woo.
That's the goal.
We'll let you know some hands in a sec. So we just finished the first round, not a success. Things happened. There was 2 slam hands, and we've got each pair got the wrong side of one. We missed one slam, and our teammates bid a reasonable slam that didn't make, so we're losing. That's 25 imps down the drain. But there was a different hand. You pick up. This is my hand. I picked up King 10-8 to 5, too low. King Queen 10 to 4, too low. And it goes pass. So I pass in second seat. And both sides are vulnerable, and this goes 1 club on my left, apologies, 1 heart on my left, and partner doubles. This goes 2 hearts on my right, which is alerted, and it's the weakest way he can bid to 2 hearts. So they're probably playing some sort of transfer responses or something like that. So it's gone, I passed initially, it went a heart, double, 2 hearts, and it's you to decide what to do, and everyone's vulnerable. I've only got 8 points, but I'm a passed hand, so I am sort of limited anyway, and I decided to jump to 3 spades. I've effectively got a 7 loser hand, and it's one of these ones, it's very pushy, but at teams you sort of need to be bidding these thing games. Opposite ace to 4 spades in partner's hand, and the ace of diamonds and a club honour, that's only 11 points, and we make game. So I think it's one of these hands where I know you've only got 8 points, but you really need to push it, and it works wonders when partner's only got 3 spades but a stronger hand. So you can see partner's hand here, I bid 3 spades, partner's got an easy raise to 4, opposite a 3 spade bid, a jump to 3 spades, and spades broke, so I made 10 tricks. I did take a safety play in spades at some point, but I'm making 10. If you only bid 2 spades here, it's hard for partner to bid game, because it's they've got to rely on you having 5 spades to do that. They might make an invite and maybe you accept it or something like that, but it becomes a bit murky. I think 3 spades just clears the issue up. I think I know you've got too low in hearts and clubs, but there's a chance partner's got stiff heart or something when partner might bid 4 spades with any stiff heart, and that's good as well. So it's one of those pushy bids, and at teams you need to be bidding these vulnerable games, so I think I gave myself the best chance that if game's on we're going to bid it, and I jumped to 3. Ended up being a flat board because we were playing a pretty good team at the other table. So we're 2 matches in, we've lost them both. Yeah, mistakes have been made, and there was a hand our opponents held, and our opponent had king to 3, ace to 3, king queen to 4, ace to 3. So I popped it on the screen for you. They opened a strong no trump, and it went 2 spades on your left, 2 no trumps by partner, pass. So 2 no trumps is Lebensol. So you have to bid 3 clubs, and partner's either going to show a weak hand with one of the minors or hearts, or some sort of strong hand with maybe no spade stop. So partner, you bid 3 clubs, and partner bids 3 diamonds pass to you, and you're vulnerable. What's partner's hand for bidding 3 diamonds? Well, they've just got a weak hand with a string of diamonds, but they can't be super weak because they could have just passed 2 spades, so they're going to have some values. And is there any reason for you to bid 3N here? So let's imagine that you're probably going to get a spade lead. You're going to make the king of spades, 2 aces, and hopefully if partner's got ace of 6 diamonds, you might make 6 diamond tricks. There's a chance that partner might only have 5 diamonds, and when they've only got 5 diamonds, they might have a king in either hearts or clubs or something like that, or they might have queen x of spades or something. I think it's worth bidding 3N on this hand. I think it's teams. It's probably the right thing to do. You're going to get a spade lead a lot of the time, and then you might just be able to scramble 9 tricks before they get in again to cash their spade. The danger is if the person on your left who's overcalled 2 spades is like 5-5 in spades and another suit, they might lead the other suit, and now you're going to go off. But because it's teams, it's probably worth the risk. Let's say you make it half the time, you're making a vulnerable game half the time and then conceding, I don't know, 100 the other half of the time. I think you're only really in trouble when partner's got 6 low diamonds and they've definitely got an ace of diamonds to get in with and cash the spades. But opposite any hand with the ace of diamonds in, it's probably worth the risk. Our opponents didn't bid it, so we didn't have to try and find a non-spade lead to beat it. But I'll show you the whole hand there. You can see that we just defended 3 diamonds and it made 9 tricks. But they've got the same 9 tricks in. Well, they've got a different 9 tricks in 3N. They end up making the 4th round of hearts. Or they can ruff a heart or something like that, but you can see they're going to make the similar number of tricks in 3N on a small spade lead, and I don't think partner's going to find the club lead needed to beat it. They need to lead a club at trick 1 so that they can get me in to lead a spade through, and I don't think that's really findable without some sort of 6th sense there. So you pick up the following hand, and this was our opponents doing this. You pick up singleton, ace queen 9 to 6. Doing this because we've got no hand record today, because it's one of these back into teams events. Jack to 3 diamonds and 10 to 3 clubs. So your partner opens a club and pass to you, so you bid a heart. Now I don't know whether they play like weak jump shifts or anything like that. This seems like a decent hand for a weak jump shift in hearts, like 4 to 7, 5 to 8 and a 6 card suit. They clearly don't, because this is like an ideal hand for it. So you bid 1 heart, and the next hand bids 1 spade. Obviously someone has spades, you've only got 1. Your partner reverses into 2 diamonds, and the hand on your right bids 3 spades. So there's where the spades are. So it's you to bid. Now partner's reversed, so partner's got a decent hand, and you now know partner's got a genuine club bid. So you know you've got a club fit. But obviously your hand feels like it should be playing in hearts, and now you've got a bit of a dilemma. I don't think pass is an option. I think you have to be doing something. So 4 clubs is at least playable. Now whether you commit 5 clubs or whether you commit 4 hearts are the other alternatives to 4 clubs. I think if you had a few more points, you could double, just like as a takeout double, and see what partner does. And maybe you need to be a bit stronger to bid 5 clubs. So I think it's between 4 clubs and 4 hearts. And the danger with 4 hearts is the hand on your left's got probably 5 spades. The hand on your right's got probably 4 spades. So partner's got probably 3 spades. Maybe have 2. Partners like to have 3 spades, enough for the time here. And if partner's got 3 spades as well as 4 diamonds and 5 clubs, partner has at most 1 heart, could have 0. So 4 hearts is incredibly risky. Now sometimes partner might have 2 spades, and they might have 2 spades and 2 hearts or something like that. You don't quite know whether they've got a 9 or a 10 card fit necessarily. But sometimes when partner has 2 spades, they'll still have 1 heart because they'll have 6 clubs. So if you bid 4 hearts, you're basically hoping things are splitting and nice and favourable, and maybe partner's got the stiff jack of hearts or better, or jack X or king X or something like that. So our opponent bid 4 hearts, our teammates bid 4 clubs, and this was the hand. You can see the whole hand here, and partner puts down a stiff king of hearts, which is, it's one of those things. Now partner put down a stiff small and had like the king of, an extra honor in diamonds or something like that. Then obviously you're in a bit of trouble here, because your heart suit's pretty rubbish opposite a small singleton, but it's great against stiff king. So you lead, they led a heart at trick 1, or at least I led a heart at trick 1. I'll show you the whole hand, and you win the king, brilliant. But now you're stuffed. Like, how do you get off dummy to draw trumps? you basically are struggling to get off dummy. You can't play a club because you just give a club trick up. There might be club and club off or something. You can't play a diamond because you're automatically going to lose 2 diamonds, as well as maybe a club when they're offside, or a heart if hearts aren't breaking. So our opponent played the king of spades at trick 2 to set up the queen of spades. So I won that and played a spade back. As soon as you see this, you know that they can't get off dummy. Obviously, if they had the king of clubs, they'd have played a club to the king and tried to draw trumps. So you know when at trick 2 they played the king of spades, that partner's got the king of clubs. So I think, well, this is brilliant. If I chuck them back on with a spade, they have to lead away from the clubs or the diamonds. And so what happened at trick 2 is Declara roughed this, which is good play, and was able to draw trumps for 3-3. And obviously now you can take a club finesse, which loses, but they can't take 2 diamonds. And you can throw your diamonds away in the clubs. You could even just play a diamond to the 10 or run the jack of diamonds or something because the queen of diamonds is on side. But that again gives you a situation where you can't get off dummy. If you play a club to the queen, and it holds, now you've got a bit of a dilemma. You still can't get off dummy. So you either have to duck a club, hoping that the ace of diamonds is on side, or you have to play the ace of clubs, hoping for king doubleton. You've got a bit of a guess. When the queen of clubs loses to the king, they can't make any dangerous returns. They have to cash their diamond now, so partner returned a diamond to my ace, and to keep it to 10. So obviously, if you're one of these brave souls who ventured 4 hearts, you score 10 imps against our teammates who bid a much safer 4 clubs. Now obviously 5 clubs has play, you just need to club finesse. That's not on side. You might need a bit of luck in diamonds if they find a diamond lead at trick 1 as well. But the diamonds are on side, but the club isn't. So you've got 3 losers in 5 clubs. So at least teammates make it the plus. And I think 4 hearts is a brave bid that was rewarded when things split. It's one of those things that you could bid 4 hearts on opposite, the same bidding but different hand from partner, go like 3 off or something. So we lost 10 imps. So on the lunch break now, sat outside in the grass. I've eaten my food, got myself a drink, and just getting a bit of vitamin D in the sun. Again, you can see what a lovely day is. We're sort of on the edge of Warwick here, not quite near the coast, but obviously we went for dinner in the coast last night, which is a really nice fish place. So you pick up ace, king, jack to 5, ace 10 to 5, ace to 3 void. So I'll put that on the screen for you. And you're vulnerable against knot, and your partner passes on the open 3 diamonds on your right, so you to go. So I haven't discussed with Wendy whether you could bid Michael's here or not, whether you could bid 4 diamonds to show both majors. So Wendy just bid 3 spades with this hand, and this went pass, and your partner bids 4 diamonds. So you've bid 3 spades, partner bids 4 diamonds, it goes pass back to you. Well, actually, they doubled it for some reason. So what's 4 diamonds? It's one of these bids we've been discussing. It's basically a Q bid, and what your partner's doing now is showing a good race to 4 spades. And this is in the context that they're a passed hand. So obviously, given they're a passed hand, they're saying, oh, given I'm a passed hand, I actually I've got a good race to 4 spades. Basically, you're allowing partner to compete over 5 diamonds. You may be allowing partner to investigate a slam, rather than just bidding a quiet 4 spades with this hand. So opposite a 4 diamond good raise, do you think you've got slam on? What can partner possibly have to make slam good here? And your void club is an issue here. Now sometimes partner will have the queen of spades and some heart values, brilliant. They'll have a short diamond or a void diamond some of the time, maybe, brilliant. Probably not a void because they haven't kind of bumped you up on your left. So maybe partner's got a stiff diamond, brilliant. But more important, partner's got trump support. So if partner hasn't got the queen of spades, their values are going to be working. The downside is partner might have like club values. Partner might have king, queen to 5 clubs or something, which is sort of a bit useless for you. So you're relying very much on partner having king or queen of hearts potentially, as well as maybe the queen of spades and the singleton diamond. So do you investigate or not? Well, more importantly, is 5 going to be safe? Probably. Partners, what's partner going to have for this? Let's say partner's got not the queen of spades, and that's offside, and then 3 low hearts. Maybe that's the only time 5 isn't safe. But if partner hasn't got the queen of spades or any heart on her, surely they must have a hand that hasn't got a good race to 4. But more importantly, the other side of the coin is when you're looking for slam could you have 7 on? Could partner have a hand where you can make 7? Very easily. partner could have a stiff diamond, the queen of spades, and king to 4 hearts, and you're going to make 7 very easy. So because 7 is more likely to make than 5 is to go off, I think you should investigate this, and it depends what your methods are. You can bid 4 hearts as a cue or a last train, depending on what your systemic methods are, or or if you're like, I don't know, just bid 6. 6 is going to have some play when partner hasn't got 3 low hearts, and you just got to trust partner maybe to realise that their values need to be in the right place to make a good raise to 4 spades here, given they're a passed hand, given they're going to have about a 10 count. So anyway, we missed the slam, and they bid at the other table. I don't know what the auction went at the other table to bid the slam, so I'll have to ask later. But you can see, I'll just show you the hands now. You can see how good it is. Say how good it is. You need the queen of spades to fall, and it did. It fell doubleton, spades were 2-2. So it's not the best slam in the world, but given when spades are 2-2, it's pretty much cold. Even if hearts are 5-0, you can't really go off. You rough 2 diamonds. Apologies, if hearts are 5-0, you could go off if the spades are 2-2, but if they're not, you just say, I'm going to lose a heart, rough 2 diamonds or something. Or rough 1 diamond and throw 1 on the ace of clubs. So yeah, it was another set of imps out, and I often find when with pickup partners that the slam bidding is the hardest to get right. You've got that judgment, when partners doing these tries and these catering for you to have a good hand, you need to kind of take that on board and bid a bit more. But we missed it in this case, so we lost some more imps. So we've got one more round to go. We're not doing very well. We won't be troubling the scorers. We're having fun though. There's been some interesting hands, even though they're hand dealt. So you pick up the following hand. You've got Queen Jack to 6 spades. You can see it on the screen. Queen Jack to 6 spades. 3 low hearts. Ace Queen Jack of diamonds and doubleton club. Singleton club, sorry. So you're up in 2 spades. Hi Wendy. You open 2 spades. This goes double on your left, 3 spades by partner. Slow double on your right. Pass, pass, pass. So I asked what the double was, and the person who initially doubled said it was penalties. Okay, fine. In my mind, if there's tempo issues, then there may be a fast double's penalties and a slow double is takeout. Anyway, so whatever. I'm going to trust their bidding. Partner puts down quite a suitable hand actually. A singleton heart. Which is really good, and 4 spades, which is also really good. So the leader top heart, and so we've got small. They then cash the ace of clubs. This goes small, and he ponders through it and bids. This plays a second heart, so not a second club, but I mean, doesn't really setting up the club doesn't really give me another trick. It's looking pretty good. I'm going to lose 2 spades, the ace of hearts and the ace of clubs. So it looks like I'm going to make this, but you've got to be careful. So they've forced a dummy now. If they ever get the opportunity to play ace king and another spade, the diamonds are blocked if diamonds aren't breaking. But so I've got 2 options here. I can either play a spade off dummy to try and draw trumps or do some stuff, and if I get to my hand, just ruff a heart to be safe. Or I can ruff a club to ruff a heart and then play spades. And either's fine. It looks like I'm going to make this, but I figured that if spades are 3-0 and they go spade, 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 that I'll be able to squeeze my left-hand opponent in clubs and diamonds. That if he has 4 diamonds, he's also going to have ace king of clubs. He's got to have something with double, and that's if the ace king of spades is on my right, which is, if the second double is penalties, that seems sensible. So I think I'm going to make it anyway if spades are 3-0. I don't think I'm going to run into this break. But the benefit to playing a spade is they might fly in with the ace when the left-hand opponent's got stiff king. So if the left-hand opponent thinks it's penalties, but the right-hand, because I don't think it's penalties, it looks like, they've got 9 hearts between them. Who's bidding hearts? It looks like it's some sort of responsive double. We've got a 4-card heart fit and a 4-card club fit. So I've got 2 9-card fits. So my guess is the hand on my right has got hearts and clubs. So if I play a spade off, they might fly in with the ace to try and get a diamond ruff or something weird and crash their partner's stiff king. And so, given I think I can make it when diamonds are breaking poorly and spades are 3-0, I think I need to give myself the chance of making 10 when they miss playing spades. So I did that. I played a spade off, and my right opponent went ace king and another spade. Okay, so I now have to rely on this squeeze. So ace king and the spade, I won with a 10 in dummy. and I played the Queen of Clubs and my right-hand opponent played small. That's fine, that confirms the position of the King of Clubs. So I rough this and rattle off all my trumps, and my left-hand opponent squeeze. They can't keep 4 diamonds, and they can't, because they also have to keep the King of Clubs. So when he discards a diamond, I'm able to overtake my Jack of Diamonds and cash the winning diamond to make 9. It would have been pretty bad for me to go off by playing a spade there, but I figured that I was going to make it anyway if spades were 3-0 because of this sort of guaranteed squeeze in the minors against my left-hand opponent. I would have gone off my right-hand opponent and ducked the King of Clubs, which is a very difficult thing to do. I don't think he'd dare duck, or he'd at least hesitate and duck, and so on. I might be able to read it right. But anyway, we scored 730. We haven't scored it with teammates yet because we've got 1 round to go. But hopefully we can bring in some imps. So we're done for the day. We're going out for a meal in a bit. We're just kind of doing some, like, obviously some people need to do work emails or just get some fresh air. So we're going out for a meal at another recommended restaurant later. We won 2 matches out of 8. The 2 wins were big wins, which is good. Some of the losses were big losses, which is not so good. We had fun. We learnt some stuff. Doubled a thin 3N in the last set, where if the person who bid diamonds has got the Jack of Diamonds, it goes off, but I had Jack Doubleton, so they were able to kind of pin it and scramble home, and I was like, oh, okay, so we lose 6 imps on the board. But other than that, that was in a match. We lost near the end. That was the narrowest match we had, I think, so obviously it would have been 3 wins if I just shut my mouth and pass. But yeah, I'm just going to get for a bit of a lie down for a bit, and then we're going out for the evening. We're going to be back tomorrow for some more pairs here at the Warwick Regional, and tomorrow we're going to see some people we know. We're going to see Ewan and Sarek and maybe even the famous CPD.